Philip, thank you so much for bringing me to your favorite bar, the Laurels in Perrystown.
The Laurels in Perrystown, yeah.
It's a place I've heard of, Perrystown.
I've never been.
Can't say now I've frequented it that often. So why is it your favorite bar? And tell us a bit about Perrystown.
Yeah, Perrystown, it always used to get a bit of a ribbon. It's like it's nowhere. It's stuck in between Walkinstown, Green Hills, Kimmage, other places. But you know, we have a post office and we have Niall Quinn. So that's our claim to fame. The Laurels was my local. I grew up in Perrystown and I played football with the local club and just spent my formative years in the place. It was a great, like, Christmas time is amazing. Now you get people coming home. There'd be queues down the road to get into the pub on Christmas Eve. It was a real local. Great music upstairs. Aslan, Dave Marr, these types of bands and characters that were doing the circuits at the time.
Bagatelle.
Sorry?
Bagatelle.
I don't remember seeing Bagatelle up there.
No. Sean, I used to go down to the Marion Inn myself. That was where you get the bands and stuff. And what I always remember, I don't know about you, but the smoke.
Yeah. Just supposed to be thick with it. Absolutely.
See a smoke.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you used to take it for granted or up the top of the buses.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And cinemas. I remember being in the cinema one time with the kids. Yeah.
Smoking in the cinema. The only one, we're going off script slightly, but the only one I could never work out was the smoking on the planes where you remember the business class?
Yeah.
The back seat was the front seat of the steerage.
Yeah.
And you're getting smoke blown into your face. So Perrystown had a very famous soccer player. What is Quinn doing now anyway? Is he a pundit?
No, I think he stepped back from the punditry. He's home. He had a few business adventures. I hear his name the odd time. He still makes the odd appearance in an Irish Legends team or something locally. Yeah. He's an avid golfer. I know he's involved in the K Club. But a great character, really. We knew him. He played for Manortown as well, and he moved to Lourdes Celtic. He was picked up from Lourdes at that time, and he just always stopped and said hello. He's a great guy with Quinner, you know.
Quinner, was it? Quinny or
Quinner?
Quinner, yeah.
Or actually Neil to his mother. His mother he was always Neil to his mother. Yeah, it was interesting. So we used to think we were all cool. We'd say, no, it's actually Neil. It's like it's spelt Niall. You know. We know him. We're going to call him Neil.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, good lad.
So if you're sitting up at the bar there, or you see the bar, and the door opens, dead or alive, who would you love to be walking in to sit beside you for a little bit of a chat?
Oh, it's a tough one. I have I'm a massive U2 fan, have been for a very long time. So Bono would be close, but because I'm being a bit nostalgic here, I'm going back to my childhood bar. I'm going to stick with my childhood. Probably David Attenborough, because we just grew up with him in the house. My dad was a massive fan of all things nature. Now my dad would watch two flies going up the wall if he thought it was sport, in fairness, but he was his voice always seemed to be around the place. And even when I get my own kids to sit down in front of him now, you can watch him on anything on Sky these days. And they sit down and they're enthralled just by the way he goes through things, his passion and his knowledge. I'd say just the conversation was just amazing with him.
Yeah, we could all learn a bit from a guy who basically just fell on his feet. He wasn't meant to do that job. Somebody wouldn't go out on a trip, and he said, "I'll go," and he found his calling. But you're right; it's the voice that it's like honey, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I believe I was talking to a couple of people when I was in Microsoft. They used to get his audiobooks on a plane because it would have you off to sleep in like 10 minutes. That voice, if you're having trouble sleeping, just stick on one of his audiobooks and you're gone. Yeah.
And whoever thought that watching two seahorses in the Great Barrier Reef mating would be so interesting, you know? But if that what it takes, I listened to him there recently at COP26, and the message was consistent, but the passion at an age, he must be mid-90s at this stage.
Yeah.
And you know the old saying that a place is a better place when men that are planting trees won't get to sit in the tree's shade later. He certainly is still as passionate to do whatever's needed to be done to, I suppose, raise awareness. It's up to us.
Absolutely.
To change, you know.
The series he did on Galapagos, I think it was, and he went back to his first visit and he went back to his recent visit, and they superimposed the exact spot that he was sitting on, and it had moved like 7 feet. So he had his old version sitting on the exact spot.
Wow.
And it was just how the planet is moving. And you think we're not standing still, obviously, but it was just to see that. It was like, it's unbelievable, some of the stuff that they've done.
Yeah.
So
I
think he'll trump it for me over Bono. Maybe when Bono gets a bit older, he might come back. But
yeah, absolutely. But two interests, I guess. Music. We could talk about music if you like your Bono. I'm sure he's not the only one. And we talked earlier about above the pub we're in, used to do the odd band, and sometimes with the smoke you were able to even see the band, I guess.
Absolutely, yeah. If you could avoid some of the ashtrays coming across here, some of the cigarette butts, and if the band was terrible, you'd see them being flicked up still. But yeah, we used to, like, Aslan were up there in their young years, and Christy Dignam played a lot up there, and Who's Eddie and Dave Marr, all these bar bands, pub bands doing the circuits, you know, great nights.
Hope they come back. Hope they come back.
Absolutely. Simpler times for pubs.
So it's right we don't know about you, Philip.
Anything you don't know about me? I toyed about this one. This one we're saying on the personal one. It's 29th of May 2021 will be a date etched in. I was 48 and I had a heart attack. Wow. So I don't know if we've met face to face. I'm 6'3" and relatively slim. Played sports pretty much all my life, and I was actually playing tennis at the time and got a pain in my chest. It moved down into my arm and just felt something wasn't right. So I ended up in Vincent's Hospital that night, sitting in the A&E watching Champions League game on my phone, thinking I'll be all right, thinking I'll be grand. This is nothing. I've overreacted, but no. 2:00 the following morning, I was told I was having a heart attack, and the following Monday I had a stent put in, and I've had 2 stents put in since.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the scene setting there was of an active person, not certainly someone who you would naturally say at 48 would be a heart attack survivor.
Yeah, exactly. And with no family history, nothing. Wow. No, like, risk factors is so low. Talking to cardiologists and doctors, like, the risk factor is so low, even with my 1 or 2 vices. But
we can all learn a bit.
Absolutely. I mean,
what was the symptom? Just you like, was it typical sort of sore arm or
kind of? No, initially I felt I must have pulled a muscle or something. I felt like a bit of a pulled muscle in the chest, and then when it started moving down to the arm, then it's kind of a numb feeling. Not something's wrong. And it was funny, actually. A friend of mine who I'd known many years ago was buried on the previous Monday from a heart attack, 48, similar age. And I just thought, maybe he's in my head. I just, instead of going home and taking an aspirin or a Nurofen or something, I'll go in and get checked. So, and I've met since many people. I haven't told many people this story. Some people know.
Yeah.
That they have gone on the back of what happened to me. They've got themselves checked. Yeah. You know, men, we're brutal at getting ourselves checked and going to the doctor.
Yeah. So and now nearly a year and not quite a year. Only
not 10 months. May will be a year. So March, where are we? 9 months or so.
And I guess that's testimony to modern science and technology and medicine.
Yeah. I mean, it's I mean, the angiogram, they do the stent in the one sitting. It's kind of, it's mad. And you're kind of awake. You're watching the whole process on a giant screen beside you. So yeah, very reassuring. Obviously, they said 3 stents are in now. You're better than when you walked in the door, which was hard to get your head around. Like, you're in hospital getting this stuff done, but like, no, you're better.
And recovery then afterwards is a different
recovery
game.
was stop start. I got a viral infection, pericarditis or Dressler's syndrome, depends who you talk to, and that could have been related to getting COVID vaccine. I got the first vaccine not too long after I had the heart attack. Got the okay to have it. So so recovery's been a little bit stop start, and only a couple of months in the job with Sisk as well, but they were brilliant with me, in fairness. Not that they wouldn't be. So it's been a weird year, but getting back now, almost there.
Are you playing tennis still?
Back playing tennis, back doing a bit of jogging.
Wow. Back.
They said just go back, test yourself, and see where we go. So it's just first time holding a racket, first time I played a bit of golf, first time swinging a golf club. Even I couldn't go full tilt at it for a good 6-8 holes.
You'll have some fellas now saying, well, you're artificially enhanced now. We only allow people with full body, original body parts to play. And certainly if you start hitting scratch and start hitting aces, people will be saying, look, are you sure it was your heart and you weren't like Steve Austin?
We'll see this summer how quick the handicaps comes back down. We'll see.
Well, listen, right. It's been short and sharp, but it's been interesting. Thank you so much, Philip.
You're very welcome.
Best of luck with the new role as well. And you're part of Hosting Ireland now, only a month, and you're a new executive council. Best of luck, and thank you so much for coming on board. And good luck with your recovery, because I guess it takes a while before you fully feel yourself. And
absolutely. Absolutely.
It certainly doesn't show, so well done.
It's a pleasure, Gary. Looking forward to catching up in person.